today's been a really good day. This weekend has been a really good weekend. It was the opener for the early archery buck season itself out here in Arkansas, and it was a good one. I didn't get no buck, nor did Abe, but it's all right. It's all good. I'm talking a little low because I don't want to spook anything. I wasn't actually on the property when we went hunting and all that stuff. I went out on the public because I haven't really gotten any pictures of any bucks for the last I would say month roughly. Caught a couple of good pictures, you know, of some bucks growing their antlers and everything else. I was like, ooh, dude, there's some good ones out there. And then right around like the first week of August, second week of August, it was nothing. I was like, what the heck, dude? I was getting consecutive good pictures all the time, and then all of a sudden nothing. You know, so I was like, man, it is what it is. You know, I kept the cameras out and all that, and I got a lot of pictures of does. So there's a lot of does out here, that's for sure. A lot. So I'm hoping that that's a good thing, you know, because it's not really the rut time yet, and all the bucks are sort of bachelored together. They're hanging out, doing their thing, you know, and all the girls are sort of staying together, doing their thing, but yet they're trying to find a good spot, you know. So there's a lot out here, I know that for sure. So I'm not too upset or anything. I know that this deer season is going to be a really good one regardless. I really want that buck, you guys. I've been fighting for it. I know, you know, it's going to be the third year hunting, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great, you know, year. So I'm hoping everything turns out the way I'm thinking. I've been sort of trying to stay away from everything. Sorry for the blindness here and there. Sort of, you know, sun popping through the shade. But I'm trying to talk to y'all about exactly what all happened. There was some exciting stuff that happened though. Me and Abe, you know, like I was saying, we went out and we went out on public. We set up everything. We scouted for everything, tried to find all sorts of different, you know, berries and cherries and whatever we could find, you know. Some white oaks that are dropping, all that. Well, found white oaks that were dropping. We found some cherries, and we found some muscadine. Now, I didn't really realize what a lot of what I was looking at, that I was like, I think that might be a persimmon, you know, and they're dropping everywhere. It wasn't that. It was muscadine. Some of them were the moon seed ones or whatever, but I've learned a lot, you know, over the last little bit about the different things out there, like different trees, what kind of mass is out there, what kind of trees really bring in some good nature and whatnot like that, you know. And it's been really cool, really awesome watching everything go the way that it's been going, and just seeing all the wildlife out here. Like, there's so much wildlife out in nature, and I'm not one to really be too afraid of it or anything else like that. However, this weekend was definitely a butt-puckering moment for both me and Abe. We went up there, we went early in the morning. We got up there and we got into the blind because we set it up the night before and all that. And we got into the blind right around like 6:30, 7-ish. You know, I tried to be in there just before the sun really started rising up, and I wanted to somewhat see what was going on going in there. I'm going in with Abe, you know, so I really just wanted to be cautious and everything else like that, not really use a flashlight to look everywhere. But we got in the blind, perfect time basically, and sure enough, you know, we sat in there for probably about 30 minutes and we seen our first like good animal other than a squirrel, you know. And I was just looking out and I seen this black round thing. I mean, it was only like, it was within 15 to 20 yards. Like I metered the tree and everything else like that, and it was in between both the 10 and the 20 yard tree line, but it was still right at dusk where it wasn't really bright or anything else. But I just seen something round and black, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Is that a big fat raccoon, or is that like some sort of, you know, something, you know, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I seen the head pop up, and I seen the two little Mickey Mouse ears. I was like, oh my goodness, that is a black bear. That is a black bear right there. And it was literally, like I said, 15, 20 yards away from me. And I sat there with Abe looking at it. I had the monocle. I tried showing him through the monocle and everything else like that, or the binocle, whatever, just the one thing, whatever I call it, monocle. Or it's not really a scope, it's not really anything else, it's not binocular, because that would be two. Nocular? I don't know what the heck that thing would be called. But anyway, looking at them and glassing them and everything else like that, and then try to get Abe too, and Abe couldn't really tell what was going on. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna grab that camera and I'm gonna record and make sure that he can see it fully. And it was really, really cool because we were in that blind that I just bought. But it was one of those moments where I was just like, that's a bear. And bears can smell really, really good. And he came in, you know, from downwind basically, or upwind of it, because I was looking at the wind, you know. So if I had bear mace or anything else, if I sprayed anything else like that, I would have just maced myself at that point. But you know, I was prepared and everything else like that. But it was still a really, really cool moment, and I was able to share that with Abe. And I know Abe, like, he loves going out there and hunting because we get to see all sorts of different creatures. Like we saw a bobcat last year, we saw a coyote, we saw like some deer, we saw some other stuff. Like we saw a lot of creatures out and about, and it was really, really cool. And he absolutely just loves it. So this year he's looking forward to it because he's been practicing and everything else. But he's looking forward to getting himself a deer for the first time in his life and everything. And I think it'll be a perfect time for him and everything. So he's been putting in a lot of hard work with me out here. He definitely deserves it, like no tomorrow. He's been right there with me, setting up everything, like, you know, this tree stand right here, which I just got another one of those for a pretty good deal. It was only like 126 bucks at Walmart or something like that. I kept an eye on them, and they were like $269 to like $212 or whatever. But I seen that go down in price, and I was like, oh, I need it. I know one perfect spot for it. I have a food plot in the back end that doesn't have anything. I have that one blind, but I was like, I want to get up off the ground a little bit. And it's perfect because they're two-seaters. So whenever Mel wants to come out and enjoy and see nature and whatnot, this spot right here is the bird haven area, like no tomorrow. There's birds going through the trees, all the other stuff. If I shut it up for a bit, you'd be able to see all sorts of bird life. I mean, you can see that bird just flying around back there, but this is where there's a lot in this area. A lot going on in this area, that's for sure, which is a perfect spot for this guy. So yeah, anywho, I'm going to check some cameras real quick, and then I'm going to start back with this here in just a little bit. So while I do that, check out this bear footage that I was able to capture. Like I said, I let him walk in, and I didn't want to touch my camera or anything else. I wanted to enjoy the moment and see what he was going to do, because I was prepared to just worst case scenario, you know. I was like, man, if I got to start, that's the last thing I want. Abe sitting here, you know. So yeah, it was pretty cool moment, I'm not gonna lie. And I wasn't scared or anything else, but I definitely was prepared, you know. I'm a father, you got to be prepared out there, you know. So yeah, it was a really, really cool moment. But check this out, you guys. I think you guys will really dig it. I know it's not really the best footage, but hey, something. So yeah, like I said, it was about 15 yards, so could have been 45 feet, right in that ballpark. He hung out for a little bit, and then over the ridge he went. He kept on trekking, so it was really, really cool to be able to sit there and watch him do his thing and whatnot, eat some muscadines and whatnot. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. But after that, we sort of, we stayed out there for quite some time, and then we packed it up and came on back. And yeah, I went out there this morning and it was a good time. I went out there, try to see anything, and go, mind you, there's loggers out there. So there was a lot of ruckus and a lot of noise. As soon as I got sitting up, and after an hour of sitting there, it was a lot. I was like, all right, well, I don't think it's that time, or it's meant to be. I got other stuff I got to do today out here on the property. And while I'm waiting for Mel, I'll figured I'd do a real life with you guys. I just found these guys on the ground, which, looking at them, they look like they were eaten. Let me see if I can find it. That's a muscadine berry. Try to see where the muscadines are. Might have been in that that vine right there. I didn't realize that they were vines. That might have been it. Oh, I see the leaf up there. Do I see any muscadines up there? Oh, I see some leaves over there. See some leaves over there, but I don't see no muscadine. It's all right. I'll show you some muscadines. I'll show you some muscadines. And this whole time, I've got Socks over here following me. She's scouting herself for something. But there's a lot of producing white oaks around and whatnot. I just hope I can find the ones that the deer are really going after. If not, I'll just go to the areas where my food plots are. I don't really want to hunt over my food and spook it off, but I might end up having to. No. This is my my little honey hole right here. I'm super happy for and super proud of, because this was a bit of work, man. Look at all that green. My fall power green area. Got clover in it, brassicas or whatever, turnips, radishes, some beans, some peas. It's got a lot of everything. I want to get in here and take out the rest of these cedars. I've got 3 right here that I want to take out, and then there's another one back over there. I might leave that one right there just for a little bit of thermal protection and whatnot. But I've got some white oaks right above here as well that are producing and dropping. I've got this one that is leaning itself, so I want to almost take out the one that is leaning and leave the big one. Take out a little bit of this, sort of try to open it up a little bit, leaving the oaks and everything, and give them this edge habitat, because as you can see, that side's dirt. I call that the woods. I call this the forest. Woods, forest. Woods, forest. Yeah. So This is a really nice little spot though. And I've got to clean up all of these cedars that I've got embankment around. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I want to be able to open it up a little bit and make it to where, you know, deer feel a little bit safe because they can see everywhere around them. Cedars are a good thermal break, but it's not really a good bedding thing itself from what I understand and know. So I might do something a little different over here. I might not, I don't know. But at the time that I basically did this is when I lost all buck activity and whatnot. So I think I probably just spooked them out. Coming in here, chopping things, moving trees down and all that other stuff. I don't know. Those dang bucks are easy to spook, that's for sure. But this is a really nice little spot I like and everything. I've got another camera down here, obviously. So I want to check that camera real quick. I'll get back with you guys here in just a minute. I'm going to continue walking through the forest and doing what I can and whatnot. But I'm going to try to show you guys real quick before I run what the muscadines look like. They are definitely interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm nervous on eating them from what I know on it. The muscadine have multiple seeds in it. They're definitely a specific like shape and size and everything else. And there's one that's a moon shade type thing that is very bad, poisonous. And you want to make sure that it doesn't have a moon seed in it or whatnot. But I've yet to try one. I want to talk to somebody a little bit more knowledgeable, and I'm hoping that you guys can put your input on this and tell me whether or not I'm crazy, it's not muscadine, or it's poisonous and stay far, far away from it, or what, because yeah, I'm very curious. You guys have definitely helped out quite a bit with what's around and what's not around. Oh, look. As I'm looking at the ground, acorn, a white one. Those rounded lobes right above me. That's a white oak. And it's producing. I like that. I like that. It's right on the trail too. Anyway, let's keep on trekking. I'm looking around, I'm trying to see. This is the normal area that I end up running into some. I see some berries right here on the ground. So let's look. Let's look on up in here and see. Now with this bark being this way, it's like peeling off. I'm pretty sure that these are cherry trees. You can see the distinct lines down there. I can see some cherries up there. And from what I can tell, the leaves are like that. There's quite a bit. Now they were dropping like crazy. I know there's not really a whole lot up there, but there's a lot on the ground. And this, I want to say, is a cherry. Do I want to risk it and try to eat it? I have no idea. However, I can tell right here, here's some seeds. I don't know if that's a moon-shaped seed or whatnot, but there's one seed in it. One seed. Okay, so I know it's not a I know it's not a persimmon, because persimmons have multiple seeds in them as well. And the kind on the top doesn't really show you. Like I said, my cat's been following me. As soon as I started walking out, she is stuck by my side. I love this kitty. But anyway, that looks like a cherry. That smells like a peachish cherry. That is a cherry, dude. I totally would eat it, but It's got some weird funky stuff on the skin. That's a cherry, dude. A black cherry. I'm pretty positive, at least. So, pretty positive that's black cherry. And it's this bark that is like peeling away for when it gets older. There's one right here as well, this back side. And the leaf is that right there. The branches have like pokey stuff somewhat on it. It's like got thorns somewhat, it looks like. But it's got like lines on the outer part. So any of you botanists out there that know what the heck, if that is a cherry tree, let me know, because I'm pretty sure that that's a black cherry. I don't know what that was, Key. I know that wasn't you, but we both looking over there, that's for sure. Anyway, oh, here's some right here. Look at that. Here's another. Okay. Should I? No, look at that. I'm not trying that. But one singular seed. Here's the leaf. Yeah, cherry. I'm pretty sure. Pretty positive. Here's a younger one. And see this stripe variation. And then that. Alright. And the leaves coming off of this is this. But I'm pretty positive that those are black cherry. Now, I'm trying to think if what I have over here is black cherry or if it's muscadine. I want to say that this one has got both cherry and muscadine. I'm looking for muscadine. I'm not seeing any. Some of these leaves almost look like it. Like that jagged looking one right there that looks like a heart. Like this. Like that. I'm pretty positive that these vines coming off of this fatty vine right there is muscadine. I'm pretty sure. Let me come over here and see if I can find any that are still on it. Yeah, these are cherries too. Cherries, from what I understand. Same tree. Okay. Come on, muscadines. Where you at? Here we go. So here's the leaf right here. Okay. Backside is not hairy, it's smooth. It's got jagged leaves. You know, looks like a heart. But we come in here. There's some, there's some. Here's one right here. Oh, I dropped it on the ground. Let me see if I can find a bigger one. That one's a small one. Here's two back here. One's good. So I just grabbed the one that's good. Up here's some right here. But I'm not sure if that's the right one. There's this guy right here. So, just a couple more berries. Some more. Got a little on a drop. Pretty sure that's the one I dropped. Let's see, it's on this vine right here. There's a black one back there. See if I can grab this bigger one. I'm pretty sure that that's muscadine. Sure does look like it, at least. So let me know what you guys think. Is that muscadine? Is that black cherry? Or am I losing my mind? I know what white oaks are, and pin oaks and all that other stuff, and the black oaks. More so looking for the round lobes and, you know, non-pointy lobes, and then the pointy ones are black or red oaks. So like, I believe that one's a white oak right there, and then there's a black oak over there and whatnot. But anywho, hope you guys found this interesting. I know I sure did. I can't believe that I found those here on the property. So let me know what you guys think. From what I can tell, that's black cherry, and those are some mulberry. So we'll see what we can do with all that. I'm hoping I can find enough and we can pick some. That'll be really cool. So let me know what you guys think, and until the next one, we will catch you on the next one. Later.